gentlemen, the following presentation is brought to you by Mr. Main Event Brian Waters and the real Dwayne Allen. The Wrestling Realm, the show for the intelligent wrestling fans. Off the top rope, I dwell in the wrestling realm. Like Jake stay in the snake pit and Kane be in hell. Like Jake to stay in the graveyard, I'm punk in the shy. Call me Snooker cause I'm super and fly. You can hate all you want, but I'm flossing. The Miz said I'm awesome, and I'm upholding the law just like the big boss man. With Mr. Main Event Brian Waters, the real Dwayne Allen. Toss you over the border like Hernandez, Mandez, pressing the stands. It's the show for the intelligent wrestling fans. Hitman like Hawk, but I'm not from Calgary. I'm all about the bill, so let that gold shower me, empower me like Farouk and the nation. If you don't know your history, then you should change the station. But if you do, you can cruise to YouTube / the wrestling realm. Your lessons are stale. Say the same old lines, man, you destined to fail. Like the Shockmaster or the wrestler Nails. I'm a heartbreak kid, and my bid to be champion is unmatched. Anybody step, I'm face planting them. With Mr. Main Event and the real Dwayne, you the sisters of love, we the powers of pain. You see we coming with a spear while you're monkey flipping. It's Brian Waters, Dwayne Allen, and your boy Trenton. And that's just how the story goes. That's just how the story goes. It's the wrestling realm, baby. The wrestling realm. Mr. Main Event Brian Waters, the real Dwayne Allen. And I'm your boy Trent CMG. You know what it is, baby. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another special episode of The Wrestling Realm. He is
The Realness, aka The Real Dwayne Allen.
I am Mr. Main Event Brian Waters. As you know, this Sunday, WWE presents Money in the Bank. For those who don't know, the Money in the Bank originally started as a match that was included about 6 to 8 participants, in which the winner would... the person who climbed the ladder and grabbed the briefcase would have a title shot at their choosing. Historically, guys like Edge, CM Punk, Jack Swagger, and everybody else who's won it, with the exception of Rob Van Dam, would cash it in when their opponent was most vulnerable. But this, 2 years ago, they decided to give its own pay-per-view. I don't know if it was because Jack Swagger decided to cash his in right away, and they went the concept forgotten about. But nonetheless, on that night, it was Kane, for the first time after 12 years, cashing his Money in the Bank after he won, and he won world title. This year, it's a little bit different. Mm-hmm. In 2010, they had 2 Money in the Bank matches, and so every 2010 and 2011. This year, we have 2 completely different types of Money in the Bank matches. On one hand, you have a bunch of young and upcoming stars representing the SmackDown brand.
One hand.
And then on the other hand, you have, or on the Raw brand, all the people who are former world champions. Well, necessarily, I guess, technically you won't call them SmackDown and Raw no more.
Right.
Kind of going away from
the
that.
brands,
Yeah. So, we're going to give you our predictions as we go down this card. First, we're going to start with the pre-show. Hunico and Camacho taking on Kofi Kingston and R-Truth.
My thoughts on that? Coming up next Tuesday. Psych. I don't know, I just feel like saying that.
That's the way I would prefer this match, personally.
Oh, wow. I think it's smart for putting on the pre-show. I think that's where it belongs, in all honesty. It's good that they have the YouTube channel to do these type of things, because you don't have to... you have a place to at least air your dark match. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it gets lost. Sort of like how Sunday Night Heat was back in the day. Like, you can watch Sunday Night Heat during the Sunday pay-per-view, and you can see the set and everything, and get situated, and you get a treat, before the, for the pay-per-view for us who didn't, who weren't ordering pay-per-views back in those days.
Right.
It makes sense because they haven't completely let go of the rebuilding of tag teams. R-Truth is I guess he's healthy again from his broke foot, which I mean I'm glad they didn't break the tag team up.
Okay.
It's not like they needed to rush to anyway.
Right. Not anyone dying to have the belts.
You're right, and there's really no one you can really give it to that's going to carry it in a way that's going to make it relevant or that much more important than it already is.
Yeah.
So I think it's good you have a young and up and coming tag team in like Camacho and Unico. It gives them something to do. I like it.
Do you have a problem with the titles not being on the line, and or have a problem with the tag team champions not defending their titles on the pay-per-view?
No, I don't, because one, it's old fashioned. Hunico and Camacho haven't done anything to on TV wise, legitimate to say, okay, these guys are next in line for a tag title shot. Yeah. I guess the most obvious contenders you're gonna eventually see is the primetime players,
right? Because
they just have something. But you'll see a good wrestling match between four guys that I believe can work really well. It'll be a chance to see Camacho in a bigger setting. I remember he got called up from FCW and he's been working with Hunico, and Hunico's a pro in and out of himself, and he knows the ring like the back of his hand, especially from his experience. He was in FCW for a long time, so he knows the WWE style very well. And I think it's a good chance for those guys to sort of cut their teeth a little bit, a little bit of pre-show action.
Okay. It's, that's what I was thinking. I mean, people want to see the primetime players get their tag title shot. Obviously, Primo and Epico are due a tag. They'll do their rematch. Right. I think AEW, don't want to confuse him with new TNA champion Austin Aries. I think what he's doing is methodically picking his spots for his team. So I'm hoping to see maybe we get a tag team title shot. See them get a tag team title shot at SummerSlam, the big stage. But you don't want to see them get caught up in the bright lights that they lose the match. But let's go right into the card. All right. Starting with the SmackDown Money in the Bank. Why? Because that's what we do. I'm going to say the World Heavyweight Championship Money in the Bank. We have Damian Sandow, Tyson Kidd, Christian, Santino Marella, Tensai, Cody Rhodes, Dolph Ziggler, and Sin Cara.
Okay.
Who do you have winning this one?
The most obvious answer will be Dolph Ziggler because of the noise that he's making, yada yada. But I can't help but think that they might be going in a different direction.
Okay.
With most Money in the Bank ladder matches, think about it. They've always given you some type of clear indication of who's going to win because that person has just a really good week up to Money in the Bank. He has that momentum going into the show.
Last year, Wade Barrett.
Absolutely. And it's like, oh yeah, it's a matter of time. Jack Swagger, CM Punk twice. One was supposed to be Jeff Hardy, but he messed up. And to a degree, Ken Kennedy. Mr. Anderson in TNA now. But in this go-round, you don't see that. You don't see a clear, like the most obvious answer is Ziggler. But what I'm hearing is I hear they have big plans for Ziggler to actually build him now. Like, it's still a process, but they're going to actually build him. They're going to really line him up to prepare him for the next level. Does that mean he has to have the World Heavyweight Championship now? No. Because I think he'll get the crowd behind him chasing it for a while. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can do it, but that'd be a quick pop. It's like the TNA style of doing things. No offense, Hogan and crew. I feel like they do stuff for a quick pop for a pay-per-view, but it's like, okay, now how do you explain that for the next month and a half? Because you did that at the pay-per-view, thinking, okay, yeah, this is going to really get everybody. It's like, okay, cool. Now you got to explain it. Oh, well, see, there was a clause backstage that nobody, it's all this extra stuff.
Right.
But I want to say the dark horse in this match is Christian.
Okay.
Because I remember hearing different things about trying to get Christian ready to get back in, the main event slot because they need new guys nowadays. I mean, not new guys, but they need to get as many main event guys as they can to get lined up and to be treated like main event caliber guys. And I think Christian is there. Like, what's holding him back? Nothing. He's going out there. He's killing it every night. He's holding the IC title. He's doing his thing. So that's my pick to win Money in the Bank, Christian.
Yeah. Well, looking at it, I would say I was obviously looking at Dolph Ziggler winning for the same reasons. But you saying that looking at the build-up.
Right.
Did you notice on Raw that he and Tensai, like Vicky was looking at Tensai?
Sort of like, yeah.
And then Dolph kind of like pulled her away.
Yeah.
Perhaps this is a way could be a direction they're going in, and of course people gonna say it's stupid, but wouldn't it look good for Dolph Ziggler to show that he can run with? Not only we know he can work with your Punks and your Daniel Bryans.
Right.
Wouldn't it show be a good showing if we see that he's working with guys who are bigger, and that would really establish him as a legit main eventer?
I mean, absolutely. If you look at all the great workhorses of the WWE in wrestling history, there's always been a slew of guys that have been able to work with every style. Guys like Shawn Michaels, working with giants all the time. Big guys like Vader and Diesel. Same thing with Bret Hart. Bret Hart even says, it seemed like at one point I was just wrestling all these behemoths, between Bam Bam and Diesel and Yoko and who else did he say? I don't remember.
Yeah, Papa Shango.
Like these bigger. He said it seemed like I was just always wrestling these bigger guys. At the time, that's that was Vince's thing. And I think Ziggler can prove himself in that aspect. Yeah, they can give him something, but it's like, what does that do for his legacy?
Exactly.
Look, how does it look on his DVD when he beat CM Punk 2 months ago and become WWE champion? There's no build up. There's nothing. There's no story to it. It's like, okay, well, he struggled. He was Spirit Squad. That's it. That's about a 15.5-minute DVD.
Exactly.
So in the building of who Ziggler is as a wrestler and as the star, I think they're trying to make him into. I can definitely see it going in that direction, facing a guy like Tensai and having Vicky involved. And Tensai needs some natural heat, not the force heat they tried to give us. But I don't think he's a waste of a character. I think he works great in this setting. So yeah, I like it.
Now another guy, I think it would be a huge shocker if Tyson Kidd was the win. Naturally, you're seeing they trying to really get behind him, he's being kind of reintroduced to everyone.
Yeah.
And we know he can work, obviously, because, we're fans of the Hart family, and he's a member, extended member. If you guys don't know, people going to be out there.
Oh, yeah, all technical folks out there.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
But I think that would be a push, but it might be, it would be way out of left field, but you could really build it, because obviously with the Money in the Bank, what people fail to realize is you don't have to cash it in right away.
Right.
I
think Edge waited the whole 12 months at one point.
He had it March, and he cashed it in January at New Year's Revolution. Sandow, the same thing, but I think you'll start to see a rivalry between Kidd and Sandow, or maybe Sandow and Zack Ryder. Somewhere. Zack Ryder, I don't, oh no, he's not in it. Sin Cara, I think he's in it for the pop more so, because this is going to be your explosive, high-spirited match, as it always is.
They got some young guys with points to prove, so they're willing to take more risk and do more things that, I guess I don't think we will see in the other Money in the Bank, except from Big Show. Because Big Show, as big as he is, he always got a point to prove.
Exactly.
He's been trying to really show his arsenal, so, but I digress.
Exactly, so, Santino, I think he might do the same thing he did at the Rumble.
I think he'll be the shocker, because, people really think Santino can really wrestle.
He can.
He's really good in the ring. That's why he's in his position. He's funny, he's entertaining. He reminds us that wrestling doesn't always have to be serious. Dolph Ziggler, I can show off and world title run. There's other aspects to this business, and he brings color. That's why he's on a, if you look at the post, he's in the middle of the actual, because he's going to bring the entertainment to the mix. I think
the kids love him.
Absolutely, I think a couple of Santino teasers will get people really riled up.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think we'll see that. But I'm going with the obvious. I'm gonna go with Ziggler on record.
On record, Dolph Ziggler.
I wouldn't be mad if your boy Christian won it though.
That's my guy, yo. Yeah. Come on, Christian, man.
He deserve it.
He does, yo. Stop playing with my mans.
Let's move